Hey guys, what's up? It's IsTJ27 here, and today I'm bringing you back the very first episode of Madden 17 player versus player. Today we are doing Cam Newton versus Tony Romo. This is gonna be a good one, guys, so let's get right into it. So when I was recording this video, I kind of messed it up a little bit. So just to emphasize things, the gameplay in the background, don't really pay attention to the score or anything. Don't try to follow it, because it's really just their highlights. So it's from random parts of the game. So it might be the first quarter 1 second, and then the next clip it's the fourth quarter. So don't try to follow it in any manner kind of like that. I'm just gonna be talking about their stats and stuff, and then this is gonna be playing in the background. So I apologize in advance for it being confusing, but yeah, let's get into it. So to start things off, Cam Newton is a 94 overall, and Tony Romo is an 86 overall. Another thing that I always like to mention is the height. Cam Newton is 6'5" and Tony Romo is 6'2". So Cam Newton has a 3-inch height advantage. But that can also be a disadvantage if you look at certain things, but for most of the stuff it's positive. Cam Newton has a 96 overall ball carrier vision, and Tony Romo has a 75 overall ball carrier vision. So Cam Newton is going to be able to get a lot farther when running the ball than Tony Romo, because he's going to be able to see a lot more stuff coming at him and where his blocks are and whatnot. Where Tony Romo only has a 75 overall, so he's probably not going to see as much as Cam Newton is, and Cam Newton's probably going to run farther than Tony Romo is. Now, Cam Newton has a 97 overall throw power, and Tony Romo has an 88 overall throw power, so if there is a long passing play, Cam Newton is going to be able to throw a lot farther than Tony Romo is going to be able to throw, giving him a crucial advantage. Now for the short throw accuracy, Cam Newton has a 94 overall and Tony Romo has a 93 overall. So they're 1 overall apart, but Cam Newton has just a tiny bit of an advantage. I doubt you'll be able to see that actually in the game, but it is there. And the throw on the run, Cam Newton has a 95 overall and Tony Romo has an 82 overall. So Cam Newton is going to be a lot better at throwing on the run than Tony Romo is going to be, which is a very good thing in crucial situations where the defender might break off and starts chasing you and you have to throw it to somebody fast. Cam Newton's going to be good at that, and Tony Romo isn't going to be so good at that. Now, these guys both have a 95 overall stamina, so basically when it comes to running and staying in games, they're both going to be able to do the same amount. Now, for their awareness, Cam Newton has an 87 overall awareness and Tony Romo has a 90 overall awareness. So Tony Romo is actually more aware, and he's probably going to pick out wide receivers that are open faster than Cam Newton is, just because he has a 3 overall advantage. So that's a really good advantage for him. Plus he can see when defenders are breaking in through the line, so he can get away from them before they get to him. The medium throw accuracy, Cam Newton is a 93 overall and Tony Romo is a 92 overall. 1 overall apart. Cam Newton's going to have a little bit of an advantage, but there's nothing you're going to be able to pick out actually just seeing the game. They're just 1 overall difference. It's not going to make a really big impact in the game. And the last thing is the play action. Cam Newton is an 88 overall when it comes to play action, and Tony Romo is an 87 overall. So they're 1 overall apart there, and Cam Newton again has a little bit of an advantage there. So play action plays just might work a little bit better for Cam Newton than Tony Romo. Alright, here we go with the stats. So after the game, Tony Romo had a 157.9 QB rating and Cam Newton only had a 75.1 QB rating. Tony Romo had 29 completions and Cam Newton had 28 completions. Tony Romo had 34 attempts and Cam Newton had 42 attempts. Tony Romo had 460 passing yards and Cam Newton had 276 passing yards. The completion percentage for Tony Romo was 85% and for Cam Newton it was 66%. Tony Romo threw 4 passing touchdowns and Cam Newton threw 0. Tony Romo did not throw an interception and Cam Newton threw 1 interception, and the average yards per attempt for Tony Romo was 13.5 yards, and for Cam Newton it was 6.5 yards, and the longest pass of the day for Tony Romo was 59 yards, and for Cam Newton it was 29 yards. Now, it's kind of ironic that I'm making this video as my first Madden 17 PvP, because in recent news, if you don't keep up with the NFL, Tony Romo just got injured in his last preseason game, which is not a good thing for the Cowboys. I don't know how long he's supposed to be out, but he did get injured in his last game. And the other thing is Cam Newton, in everything that we talked about today in the stats, Cam Newton was better in everything other than awareness. He was better than Tony Romo in everything. And Tony Romo performed a lot better than him in this game. He had almost double his passing yards. He had a lot higher completion percentage, and they had like the same amount of completions, but Tony Romo had just so many more yards, and he did it in a lower amount of attempts. Now it's time for you guys to comment below. Tell me who you think won, Tony Romo or Cam Newton. Tell me who you think's a better quarterback. Thank you to whoever commented this PvP. There they are on the screen right now. If you would like to see some more PvPs, then comment them down below and I'll make them happen. And yeah, I hope you guys had a good time watching. I had a good time making. As always, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what I should do next, guys. Comment some more Madden 17 PvPs to do. I'm sorry that this one was a little bit confusing. It was my first one, but I just kind of like recorded it wrong, and whenever it came to editing, it was kind of confusing. So I'll make sure that the next ones that I do, I will not make it as confusing as this one. I'll make sure everything's on track and that everything will be making sense. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, but thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.